The Gauntlet is a BladeBound series, and it's sponsored by Ember Screen. Try Ember Screen when you get the chance.
All right, so I had it right here. Where's my fear tracker? Where's all my notes? Why are my notes gone? All my notes from last session were here.
AJ?
I can't find anything.
AJ? What are you looking for?
Everything. I've lost my stat blocks, my fear tracker, the rulings I made last session. I had a PDF that had all my notes and had another PDF that had all my adversaries, and now I can't find anything.
You're tabbing again, aren't you?
I mean, no, I have screens. I'm organized.
AJ, you sound stressed. Just use Ember Screen.
I have a screen.
No, not that kind of screen. Ember Screen. It's that one focused digital GM screen built for Daggerheart. It has fear tracker, stat blocks, rulings all in one place and all in one tab. You just set it up before the session and just run the game.
Wait, so I can have everything on one tab? I can have my encounters, my fear tracker, and not lose my thread?
Exactly. No juggling PDFs, no screenshots. You just stay locked in on your players in the moment.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
I mean, it is. Just check out Ember Screen. If you want to run Daggerheart without breaking immersion, this is it. It's so easy, literally Adam can do it.
I just GM'd 4 campaigns.
And if you want to try it out, use code BladeBound at checkout on Ember Screen. That gets you 20% off Ember Screen purchases.
That's BladeBound. It's all caps, no spaces, 20% off. Check out Ember Screen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gauntlet. We are so glad you're here. If you are new to the series, this is where we run a one-shot adventure in every official Daggerheart Campaign Frame, bringing each setting to life with a new cast, new story, and a new taste of what makes that world sing. Today, we are heading into the dust-choked winds of the Colossus of the Drylands, a brutal frame where heroes are forged not by their birthright, but by survival. Here, massive beasts roam the wastes, and it falls to ordinary folk, shepherds, farmers, miners, to rise up and bring them down. These creatures aren't just monsters, they are obstacles. They are gods, and hopefully, if we have any luck tonight, they'll be dinner. To help us tackle this massive frame, we are joined by a very special guest, Austin from Javelin Entertainment. Give it up for Austin.
Woo! He'll be somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going to be yet, but you may know Austin from his work across TTRPG space, but today he's here in the Drylands trading dust and danger and hanging out with the rest of us. So thank you for being here and bringing your creativity and energy to this proverbial table that we sit at today. We will be running a one-shot that dives into the tone, themes, and mechanics that make Colossus of the Drylands such a standout entry in the Daggerheart line. But before we begin, we're going to go around the table. We're going to meet our characters, talk about who we are, who we're playing, and a little bit about what makes them tick. So I'm not going to go first, so somebody else can go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm playing Manny Morales today. He is a Orderborn Emberkin Winged Sentinel Seraph. He has gotten his power from an older divine being and rejects the power of Essentia that everyone else seems to use. So he's kind of been outcasted for that, but he still wants to do good in the world.
I'll go next. So I'm playing DeBrickishaw Mason, or Brick. And Brick is an actual brick mason upon his small town. When this whole thing kind of blew out, and he had to take up a giant hammer to protect his town, and now Brick kind of wanders the ridges around this area as a mix between the kind of call of the brave warrior that he was, now infused with this Essentia magic that has given him wizard-like powers that kind of amplify what he was doing before. He's a Ridgeborn, Furbolg, and Giant character, and excited to bring him to life today.
Sick. I'm Adam. I will be playing a Wanderborn fairy witch named Zayest Drashin, or Zest for short, because it's a lot easier. He looks a little bit like a grasshopper, kind of, as a fairy, and he has made a living of foraging materials making potions, kind of scrapping together stuff and just upcharging and, selling it for more than it's really worth. So he's a little bit of a dirtbag, honestly, but that's where he came from. And then later on in life, started to kind of get into dark magic. So essentially, he sells potions, makes money off people, and it practices dark magic. And that's him.
All right. And then I am Daniel, your GM. For this evening, I will be playing the rest of the world and probably the big bad giant Colossus.
Probably.
And yeah,
Probably.
hopefully there's not the other guest that we planned on having to play that part.
Yeah, surprise guess.
But with that,
Welcome, Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
Right.
With that, I think the ground is cracking, and the sky is a little cruel. Something stirs beneath this sand, and I think we're ready to dive into this, everyone. All
Heck
right,
yeah.
let's do it.
That's summon horror.
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 Summon
horror.
Horror.
Yeah.
That is a natural
20?
I don't think I've ever had anyone quadruple the severe threshold.
Quadruple it?
This would be a first. In the heart of the Drylands, where dust smothers the horizon, and the sunlight bakes the bones of earth, survival isn't a rite. It's almost a ritual that everyone must partake in. These cracked mesas and the salt-bitten canyons are home to scorched trail lines, broken towns, and long, long memories. Here the ground shakes not from the storms, but from the weight of large beasts known as colossi. Monsters that are so vast that their movement itself changes the weather. Their shadows stretch across villages, and their death is essentially written into maps. In this world, the old gods are silent. The only power left is the strength you carry and the stories you leave behind. And heroes don't arrive in gleaming armor here, no. They rise from the coal dust, the cattle towns, cook fires, and cave-ins. They're farmers, rail hands, mechanics, widows, anyone who has grit to stand against something bigger than themselves. Our story begins with these tremors and these whispers. Out in the Drylands, wagons turn to cinders, and tunnels collapse under the strange heat. And you all, this motley crew, who has had a knack for hunting down Colossus, have just finished warding one away from the city of Cinderline, Smolderkith. They said it came from old mines and made sense as to why it was attracted to this old western town. But as it ran, you all gave chase, seeking out its original home, where it came out from the dirt, to one single place. So as you follow in its wake through the burned gulches and the fallen camps that remain in its path, as it retreats, it's clear where it's going. But its speed is quite faster than yours, even on your mounts. As we kind of pan the camera over to our three rough riders, can you all describe to me, what type of beast you're trekking this journey on? What beast have you bound yourself to? As we look over first to who would be leading the group, whose mount's the fastest out of the three of you?
I don't think it's mine.
If you don't think it's yours, it's probably mine. So in the front, you see this grasshopper-looking, lots of flowy robes, dark, just bright green, kind of glowing eyes, fairy, riding the simplest way to put it is just like an ethereal, kind of spectral steed. Like if you think about Hecarim from League of Legends or something, that type of that type of thing where it's just like the spectral ooze is coming off the horse as it's kind of going across. So that's him. He's riding like a ghosty, spectral shadow steed.
Yeah, what's the name of your mount?
Darkness.
Trailing slowly behind. Who would be following, kind of keeping up the middle of the pack?
I'll say mine. I'll stay in the middle. So you see it seems to be a fairly normal looking humanoid. But upon closer inspection, you'll see like almost like eyes that are like glowing like coal. And if you look close enough, you can see the light flicker of flames that pop off his skin where it is exposed. And you see him on the back of a giant armored armadillo. And you'll see that there are flame streaks painted on the side of him. And yeah, he rides an armadillo, and when he really wants to go fast, he rolls up and he rolls, and you have to run across it. So that's only for short escape.
That's incredible.
I like it.
And then Brick kind of taking
What
the
was the
rear.
name of the armadillo?
Oh, yeah.
His name is Sparky.
Smirk?
Sparky.
Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky.
Yeah. Towards the back of this group, they're definitely not the fastest, but Lord have mercy when they hit you. Brick is a heck of an individual on his own, just a massive hulking furbolg entity, and about the only thing big enough around to help carry him across the plains was this. It looks like a woolly rhino, just like a rhino, but just covered in fur with like 2 or 3 big, long horns kind of pressed out of the snout. And you've never seen an herbivore with fangs, but this thing has literal pointed teeth and will rip through and has ripped through plenty of a smaller colossi around here. And they rumble, they don't run, but they hit like a bulldozer.
Yeah. So as you all are moving along this the trail, you eventually make it to this large coal vein. Down below, you can kind of see the map that's laid in, a little bit scorched to an extent, but there's this kind of very clear indent of some creature, the Smolderkith that you had fought and chased down here, that has just dug into the ground. Fortunately, there's a 3-mount size elevator shaft that goes safely down into the elevator. And so as you all sit in this elevator shaft, I kind of want to know a little bit more about the Rough Riders we have here. And with that, I think we'll do a round of connection questions. So let's roll our kind of first duality of the night to see who's going to kick us off first here, as you all remember stories about your past in this moment.
I got a 10 with fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
In math, 17 with fear.
14 with fear.
Okay,
Oh my
like
gosh.
17.
Get it out.
Get him out now.
Get him
yeah,
out.
Manny.
These don't count. He doesn't need 3 more fear to start with.
Manny kicks us off.
All right, I'll go ahead and I'll ask Brick. As being 2 beefier guys, how did we inspire a scattered group of outlaws, refugees, or workers to stand and fight, and what did we become to them?
Yeah, I think Brick has a very big sense of community and trying to protect places, but that's not always the case for a lot of people here out in the Drylands. And we came across a group of, they used to be outlaws. It's hard to be an outlaw when there's giant colossi coming after you, and so they've really kind of been more refugees than anything. But we kind of convinced them, after starting a fight with them and kind of kicking their ass a little bit, we convinced them to help us out on protecting a town of relatively unprotected individuals, so women, children, old folks. They didn't really have many fighters, and we rallied these outlaws to help us take down one of the bigger colossi. And we're kind of seen as sort of leaders. They were kind of lacking a real face, and so now the 2 of us are, anytime that we go around that part, we've always got a couple extra riders wanting to see kind of the leaders of this backwood boy band.
Yeah. No, I like that. It gives it's multi-purposeful. We gave out a refugee some purpose and also protected a town who needs protected.
The
I
good
like
old
that a lot.
backwood boys.
Backwood boys.
All right. Brick.
Uh,
That takes you to Zest.
Alrighty. I think for Zest, what moment in the Drylands makes us laugh in spite of everything, and why does that memory shine so brightly right now?
The memory shines brightly because this monster is not like the others. The others have been challenging, but not that challenging. Zest isn't really keen on too much like self-sacrifice or, he cares about you two. But outside of that, really doesn't really care too much about just the general public. And one of the moments that shined the most is when we were fighting some flying colossi, flying monster. You ran up the back of Mortar, and with just keen teamwork, he flung up his snout as you were on the end of it and just launched you straight up into that flying beast. And while you were doing that, I used a little bit of my dark magic and kind of helped out and whatever, but we felled that thing, and you rode it all the way down, and it smashed into a caravan of it was empty caravan, not of people, but
It just so happened to be there.
I don't know.
In the middle of the desert, wide open, went straight for the caravan.
Crushed a caravan, and luckily what we found was a bunch of ale that survived the crash. And
But
so we
all
got
over
to
the ground.
Well, no, there were some that were unbroken. There were some put together still that we got to enjoy as the small spoils of our efforts.
I love it.
Does this bring us back to Manny?
All right, Manny. When did we both witness the fall of a Colossus, and how did its defeat give us reason to believe the Drylands could still be saved?
So I think even before we started adventuring, I imagine I'd probably come to you for certain odds and ends. I have my shack right outside of our main town. So I think me and you have become acquaintances before then. And I think that it wasn't quite the biggest colossi that we've seen, but it was a good medium-sized, I guess you can call it, that took out 3 of the 4 adventurers that were sent out to deal with it. It did fall, but it was at a great heavy cost. And I think that might have been the moment where, at least for Manny, it's like, well, if someone's got to do something. And I think maybe we saw that one time on a trade and maybe just shared the look where you turn, you just kind of know what the other person's thinking, and that if someone doesn't pick up the mantle, then kind of all is lost.
Yeah, like it.
So with that, you all reminiscing about just memories past, taking on a Colossus that nearly took out a town, and where you nearly lost someone who is still back in Cinderline. As you reminisce, the elevator shaft kind of hits like a clunk suddenly, where you slightly see half of the space where you can, where it's kind of at one level, and then the other half is kind of indented into the ground. With that, you look in kind of easily, opening the gates, and you see pitch darkness. And then you realize it's not just darkness. It's soot. It's like burning wood. Almost smells like a smoker, but clearly some sort of fire that just fills the space with smoke. Not really being able to see easily, how do you wish to approach this?
Manny will step down and he'll take a look. Do we see any flames or any glow, like orange glow, from where a fire would be coming from?
You can certainly feel a little bit of heat. Usually if you're going down into a mine shaft, it should be colder, but it's a little warmer than it should be. In terms of sight of any fire, you don't see any currently, kind of signaling that the fire's way lower. But the elevator has stopped. You can choose to try to get it unstuck and continue going down, or you can exit from here.
Are there any dead bodies or bones or any sign of past people around?
I'd say make me an instinct check for this one.
First roll.
First roll. First roll.
First roll.
17, 18, 19, 20. With fear.
With fear.
Yeah.
Love it. Wonderful.
All right. That's a success.
Something.
So with that roll, you notice that this place had to have been abandoned for some time. Even now, you're remembering that the mine shaft at the entrance looked to be older. And with how Essentia veins have been in the past, you all would know that once an Essentia vein has been mined out to its completion, no one wants anything to do with any of the other ores. It's on to the next Essentia vein. Whether there's iron or anything else down below, it's just not nearly as valuable. And so you gather that this place has been long deserted.
Is there coal dust floating around in the air, or is this safe to light a torch or a lantern here?
Yeah, this looks more like, this doesn't look to be gaseous. If there's something that would have imploded, it would have imploded by now.
Yeah, Brick will just kind of take a lighter out and just try and flip it on, try and see if it catches anything. Well, it didn't kill us. Manny, you want to take a look around, see if we can get this thing unstuck, or we can hop out here?
Let's take a quick roundabout and see. I don't know. I don't like the idea of going down an elevator if there is something burning below.
Yeah, I prefer to get the jump on this thing before it sees or hears us coming.
Yeah, so with that, can I I'll just kind of, you'll see my finally real skeletal flame wings appear off my back, and I just want to take a look throughout this cavern, kind of in an immediate, very far range, and see if there's anything, any tunnels that lead down, or just kind of see what we see.
Yeah, kind of moving into it. Can you make me, I would say this would be, there's not a roll to look, but there is a roll to enter into the space. Can you make me an instinct or strength roll to hold your breath as you go into the smoke?
Oh yeah. I'll use strength. Can I actually use an experience? Can I use Flame Rider, since if we're going into a heated, sort of ashy area, and also with my Emberkin background, this is...
Yeah, I'd say so. Sure, I'll allow it.
All right. Okay. I should
Ride
just sell you
them thermals.
So you said a strength roll?
Yeah, I'd say strength or instinct.
All right. That is a 15, 20, 22 with hope.
22 with hope. With this first roll, this will start a countdown. It's going to be a dynamic countdown. This essentially is to dictate how quickly you can find where this Colossus has gone without it recognizing that you are in its presence. With a 22, that is a success, brings the countdown currently to 4. You need it to go down to 0 before it makes its way to 10. On this, you're able to kind of hold your breath, kind of navigating through, recognizing that it is fairly thick up here, and any kind of any if you begin to kind of take too much of the smoke, it'll kind of clog up your lungs and make it really difficult to breathe, but also kind of see. It also burns to an extent as you kind of like take a bandana or so to kind of filter through as much as you can. You do spot that there does look to be a kind of old rusted track that kind of winds down the veins, which would signal how you would make it further and further down. But you also notice that with this Colossus pillaging its way down below, it has moved a lot of the space. There are places of like large stone or large wood timber that would be lodged up to kind of help support the mine itself. Some of it has collapsed and cracked down, and it's difficult in this, but you spot your first way down.
With that little track, that little, I guess, mine shaft, does it appear there's more smoke coming from there or less?
It does seem to be the source of the smoke. The smoke continues to rise this way. And
from that little entrance.
Correct.
Okay.
And in fact, I am going to spend a fear, and I need the remainder of your group, the rest of you, Brick and Zest, to make a instinct reaction roll, as the smoke now has found an exit up and down the elevator shaft that you are now in. So go and make me an instinct reaction roll for me.
I'll look back. Mask up if you can.
I got a
15.
14. Oh,
You're good. 15.
14 for me.
14 and 15. The 15 just succeeds. However, the 14 just fails. But with the 14, as that fails, it kind of hits you right at this moment, Zest, where you try to like reach and try to find cloth, but the smoke begins to kind of fill your lungs fairly quickly. That is going to be a stress marked on you in this. The rest
I think
of you
that's me. Oh, 6. No, thank you, stress.
No, thank you.
First roll.
But yeah.
There
Let's
you
go.
So, finding this space, you do need to get out. So I'm going to spotlight the two of you, Brick, Zest, and the 3 mounts still left behind. The mounts are not able to fit through the opening, as the mounts are all they're a lot lower than you are, but in a moment's notice, you start to notice that they need room to move, or you need to get down. So, at this moment, what are the two of you doing?
Is it safe to leave them here, or do we have to get them to move one way or another?
You either have to bring this elevator up, you have to take the elevator down, or you have to get them to go through and somehow secure a way for them to be able to breathe through all of this.
Yeah, I'll try and take a look around, just kind of inspect the elevator shaft itself, see if it's stuck on anything, see if there's anything that I can help maybe pry or put back into place to get this lower. And I'll try and use my experience smarter than the average cow to help me out here.
Sure, go ahead and make me a knowledge roll here.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, that is a 9, 10, 12 with hope.
12 with hope. As you're looking through, you can't find anything. Everything you look about with this elevator, you look up and everything's clear. The only way you're able to the only thing that you can kind of muster is like, there has to be something below you all that you're stuck on, that either, because it was a sudden like stop, as that is going to be a fail. It's going to tick back up to 5 on the countdown with that. As I'm going to say, Mortar is going to take a stress. And so Mortar's stress total is going to be half your current level, which you all are playing at level 8. So Mortar has 4 stress on his to keep up and active. Zest, what are you doing as you see Shadow or as you see Darkness and Sparky kind of like backing up to the corners?
Yeah, Zest's just going to call out, let's find another way, I suppose, and go into the darkness and try to look around. Same way that Manny was.
Yeah. I'd say I'd need a strength check from you to attempt to lift the lip open just enough to get your mount through kind of the crack, because it's halfway on the elevator and then halfway up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that detail.
Okay, noted. With that in mind, how do you pivot?
The mounts can hang out for a second.
Okay.
Somebody else is probably going to do a better job of helping them get out than I will.
Okay.
Yeah, so Zest just calls out, "I'll be right back." And go look for another way out. That preferably is not like a chimney of smoke coming up.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me. I feel like I'd say make me a knowledge roll to kind of think about like the way that these mines are currently set. You know that it's abandoned, and you know general structures of it. As you guys have been through mines before. Go ahead and make me another roll.
Knowledge roll. That's another roll of fear. A 14.
A 14. A 14 is still short. With a 14 with fear, I am both shadow or both darkness and Sparky are going to take a stress. As the entire elevator does fill at this point. With that, the only way that you can think about it's like you have to force your way down and break a hole in the bottom of this elevator shaft, or you have to just trudge straight through as fast as you can before to hope for an opening down below.
Can I have made it back?
Sure.
To
Yeah. Easily.
the
Yeah.
group?
Noticing that the mounts themselves are starting to kind of rustle, the elevator's kind of wiggling back and forth, and your friends still not moved. What do you do?
I'm going to hop back into the elevator. I'm gonna look over to Sparky and go, Sparky. And he's going to start to burrow, being the armadillo that he is.
Okay.
So he's gonna burrow from. So if this is the level and this is where the elevator shaft is, I want him to burrow down and to come back to see if there's anything underneath blocking the elevator.
Okay. Yeah. Make me a strength check. I'd say you have advantage, giving that to represent him being an armadillo, because that just makes sense. I think
Unintentional.
it's an armadillo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They burrow. I had to Google if they burrowed, but they burrow. Is using my strength for that? Okay. That's really good. That is 10, 22 with hope.
22 with hope. That is a success, bringing the countdown
plus
back
5
down
strength
to
is-
5.
Manny carrying.
You see Sparky kind of beginning to kind of spin and kind of carve a path. All the other beasts immediately kind of follow behind, carving this kind of large hole. And navigating around, you do spot to see the frame of the elevator itself does look to be completely bent down in the bottom, and it kind of like almost like forms a cone towards the bottom. And right now where you're currently standing, because of how it's jutted out, it wedges itself into the rock, and then the rock kind of juts out too. So you have both metal frame and rock that's keeping the elevator from going any further down at the moment.
I'm going to look over to Brick and be like, I think we can knock this loose to get this elevator free.
I'll give it a shot.
And
Can I take a swing at it?
Yeah, make an attack
Go
roll.
ahead. Was there something you wanted to add there, AJ?
No. I just didn't know if he could reach or not. But yeah, no, go ahead.
All right. This is a 10, 14 again. Oh, wait, no, hold on. That's a 7. That's not a 1. Yeah, 17 with, what is that? That's with fear.
Whew, all this fear already. With the 17 with fear, that is going to hit. You kind of manage to wedge it where it kind of like cracks. But with that fear, you notice that as soon as it gives, the elevator is going to immediately start moving. In order to catch this, I'm going to have Zest, you're still in the elevator, right?
I went out to go look.
You went out
for
to go
stuff.
look.
I would have been like coming back when they talked about the plan, but I don't know if I'd be there or not.
Zest, I want to have everybody make a agility reaction roll. Zest, I think yours is going to be with disadvantage, though, to see if you're able to get back into the elevator before it starts to drop, because it drops fast.
If not, I can fly. I am a fairy. It's not
That's
that big a deal.
also fair.
Reaction
They have
roll.
wings.
This would be a reaction roll for the two
that
of you for
Is
breaking
a
any
16.
16.
15 for
15.
me.
11.
11. Zest, you clearly heard the elevator give, and you just feel a kind of like a big whoop, as you hear darkness kind of like call out, but it kind of very quickly it kind of almost feels like it's going off in the distance. Zest, fortunately you have wings, so you'll eventually make it. The other two of you just make it in with that 15. Brick, arriving in, that is going to be with it's going to bring the countdown down to a 4 again. However, this thing is moving incredibly fast. You're not sure when it is going to end. I want to know how you two react to this situation, as everyone is now plummeting at the speed of gravity towards the bottom of this mineshaft.
I will. I'm gonna initiate a tag team roll
Okay.
on this. Since I'm the only one with hope, I'm gonna initiate tag team roll. I'm going to tie a lasso, whatever rope, around both of us and also then secure us to the elevator itself. And then we're gonna take both of our weapons and jam them into the wall to try to slow it down.
Okay. Anything?
Anything. I mean, that's an idea. So if you got something else too, I was just.
I'll roll with it.
Sure. I'd say both of you make an attack roll. I think both would make sense with this, given that you're using your weapons to slow the descent down. The weight of 3 mounts, 2 individuals, and the entire elevator, easy.
Do I have anything to add to this?
And real fast, Daniel,
Uh-huh.
for strange patterns where I get to get a hope or a stress from a roll. It says duality die roll, so that would work for a reaction roll too, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Because I'm rolling a bunch of 6s. This was an attack roll, right?
Yeah, it would be an attack roll.
18 with hope.
Okay.
That's better than mine. Mine is a 17 with fear.
18 with hope.
Yeah.
I assume is what you're taking. That is going to be a success. Both of you gain a hope off of that. As you manage to kind of take the lasso onto the long cabling, the lasso being fairly thick and kind of wrapping around, taking your weapons to the side alongside with your 2 mounts, kind of Mortar taking to the horns, kind of following suit with Sparky taking to his drill claws, I think is what we now have. Kind of slowing the space down. Eventually, you see sparks immediately as the iron hits the stone. But eventually you get it to slow down to a point where Zest, you just see sparks kind of flying, hoping, but then you also do notice, Zest, from the angle that you're currently at, you do notice that there looks to be some sort of like radiant light below them, but the sparks do slow to a point where the sparks are no more. That is going to be a success, bringing it down to 3. You have a little bit more control now of the elevator, but it just so happens that as you kind of meet this space, or meet where the elevator ends, there isn't large enough opening now that if with the open gate that you all jump through, you see what looks to be burning coals and an active furnace about just out of far range. So still at very far, but just out of far range from where you all are currently standing.
Has Zest made it down to us at this point?
Eventually, yeah. Zest, you'll make it down, kind of following the 2 of you, taking this moment to spot this. What do y'all do?
Either are you quiet?
Not really.
Well, we could try distraction.
Do we see it's just the coals and the flame?
Yeah, this is a large furnace. This furnace is full-on factory size industrial furnace that seems to be burning what you assume now is coals and maybe some lumber of some kind, but there's piles of coals all over the place to the left and to the right, just kind of scattered across the space. Mind you, the size of these caverns at this moment seem to be much larger. The entire distance of you all dropping has probably been at least 50 to 70 stories of drop before you slowed down enough. And the ceiling where you see stalactites just broken off. Many of these stalactites look to have broken off and like already fallen on the ground, but there are still some larger ones that are still above the ceiling, about very far range to the top.
Well, I'll go check it out. I can fly in case the elevator decides to let loose again. And Zest will go forward. He is going to fly up just a little bit, probably like 30 feet off the ground, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Not so high that it gets hot, because heat rises, if you didn't know. So not all the way like to the ceiling, but a little ways up, try to get a better vantage point.
Yeah, can you make me... I'm going to make this a finesse roll here. As you're walking in, I assume with caution.
With caution, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's with hope for once. 15 with hope.
15 with hope just succeeds, bringing the countdown to 2. Watching the furnace itself, and getting a little closer, it becomes incredibly apparent as you see on the ground large indents of some type of footprint. Can you describe to me the footprint of Smolderkith? Just kind of along the entirety of the space.
Yeah, so Zest sees this print that's probably about 15 feet from heel to toe. It's got 4 toes, or 4, like, I guess, little knuckles sticking out from
Nubbins.
the nubbins, whatever you want to call it. It's got 4 of those, and then you see just like on the edge, extending off the 4 of them, you see like, if this is the print, like up here, just some dots, where Zest would assume that it's like claws that are kind of hooked and angled, and it's just that sharp point that's digging into the ground. Probably about 5 feet further from the tip of the footprint.
Yeah. As you notice this, you recognize immediately that this is where Smolderkith is hiding. But not only where he's hiding, these prints are fresh. He's only been here at least a day or 2. At least at the speed that you all were traveling, he couldn't have gotten that far.
I'm going to continue a little bit further.
Sure.
And about how big, like, is the light from the forge, does it light up the whole room? Do I get a sense of like how big the room is?
Yeah, as the room itself it's a wide open space with a variety of different like rock structures that fill to the left and to the right. This furnace itself looks to be something that was built here long ago. It rises almost to the top of the cave ceiling. However, it was clearly designed for people of your stature. Like, this wasn't built for Colossus, but you do notice that, I'll say as you're a little bit closer, there is a giant hole in the ceiling of this, kind of struck from an angle, that goes directly into the furnace, and there's a light that kind of, almost like a flashlight, shines out. Most of the light goes towards the back end of the cave, with the shadow being casted on you all. So your side's the dark side. The light is on the opposite side of this cavern from you all.
I'll go back and tell Manny and Brick, the Ember Kith is definitely here. Those prints look to be a couple days old. Not sure where it went. I didn't really want to go too much further because, if it comes out and you're not there with me, I probably wouldn't last very long.
I'm sure you would have at least 2 bites in you. Give him a slap on his back.
Thanks for the vote of
You're not-
confidence.
You're not that scrawny. You can handle some. Anyways, it looks like maybe where he's refueling. Maybe that's why all this coal is lit. I don't really know.
Manny, you were the one to strike the last blow on Smolderkith before it ran off. Where did you strike Smolderkith on its body for it to make the decision to retreat?
I'm gonna say that it was basically square on the spine. So if his spine's running along, like if he's quadrupedal, the spine on his back, obviously I think I was able to kind of land a hit in such a perfect place to where its back leg gave out for a second. And as it regained its mobility, I think that's when it I guess started to take off at that.
Yeah. Smolderkith has been leaking something that made it fairly easy to track. Brick, you have some experience with some tracking, but what made Smolderkith so much easier to track than other colossi that you've encountered?
I think Smolderkith is something that comes from the earth and wants to be within the earth. And so every so often it would either not necessarily burrow, but kind of dig or scratch or make these marks where it wanted to try and test the earth to see, I think, if it could get to something deeper. And so there were these large, almost like craters. And we don't know if it was smashing or if it was digging or if it was absorbing, but there were these massive circles that could be seen from miles away.
Yeah. And just in this time, as you're walking through, you get the sense that Smolderkith is not hunting and must still be healing in some way. As you do notice that off on the side, there looks to be these kind of large indents, even in the walls, from possibly where Smolderkith touched or breathed. But with that, the furnace between you all, the room slightly lit. What is your approach? What are you looking for?
Well, should we just knock and see who's home? We got a bit of an advantage. We hate to waste it.
He's still on the back foot, and it may be beneficial to move quickly and rid this world of this Essentia abomination.
Back foot, I see what you did there.
So what does that
Shall
mean?
we leave the steeds here or take them with us?
I think it'd probably be best to leave them here where they got some space, and well, mortar ain't exactly fireproof.
Yeah. Mortar might go rampage around and collapse this whole entire cavern on us.
You get the sense that after you say that, or after he says that, Brick, any type of rampage, Mortar would be doing significantly less than whatever this colossi did.
Oh, that's also fair. Sorry, that's fair. Hey, you know what? Never mind. Hey, Manny, you're an idiot. Thank you. All right. I'll say it, don't worry.
We could keep them close enough where we can whistle them in if we need them.
No.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Who wants to make a presence check for the mounts?
Ooh. I will.
Go for it.
I'll pop my wings out and just kind of go up above them a little bit. So with that, I get advantage on presence rolls
Okay.
because of Wing Sentinel.
All these damn wings.
Yes. Okay. I don't even know if I succeeded, but let's hope so something cool happens. Oh wait, I get advantage. Never mind. Hold on. Okay. That's another 6. Okay. That is 2 and 8, 10, 16, 18 with hope.
With an 18 with hope, that is going to be a success. Brings the countdown to 1.
So I'll just fly up and
kind of meet all their eye levels and just do a hand motion down. One more thing, though, GM.
Mm-hmm.
With Ethereal Visage, your supernatural visage strikes on fear while flying. You have advantage on presence rolls. When you succeed with hope on a presence roll, you can remove a fear from the GM's pool instead of gaining a hope. And I will choose to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Get him, dude.
With that success,
That's the only reason why I took that this class feature, because I saw that. I was like, yes.
with that success, the mounts are at a beck and call. I'll say that since it was a success and they've been primed and have fought colossi with you in the past. In order to call them, you would need to make a presence roll to call them to you. However, you can spend a hope to have advantage on that presence call. So, the Colossus, or the space, is still silent. Does not seem to be any smolder kith at the moment. So you have this time. How do you wish to approach?
I want to see what's going on with the furnace then.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go check that out
If it's
first.
too
Yeah.
small, yeah.
Sure. Waking into the furnace itself, there are a couple doors, though easily open. You begin kind of navigating into this room. You notice that there's this kind of central furnace area. All the space inside has basically kind of been cleaved, where it looks like Smolderkith has reached its hand into this building to touch the central furnace. And there's like a large opening as you enter into this more open factory size inside, where you notice that it's almost like the furnace is running. You hear mechanisms kind of clicking and churning. And depending on how you wish to approach and how you wish to interact with it, the furnace is kind of almost perpetually moving, but it is completely unharmed in comparison to the giant gaping hole.
Is it producing anything or consuming anything?
The belts themselves are not making something, but when you walk closer to the furnace, you notice while the coal is still burning, in the center, there looks to be this kind of large space about the size of maybe like a water tower, where it's currently empty, and it looks like something was placed inside it that has been removed. You do see some bits and pieces of some colored material, kind of flecks that of whatever was being cured or heated in this vessel. If someone would like to make me a knowledge roll for this, to understand what exactly was being cooked.
I'll make that knowledge roll. See what he was cooking up.
It's a lot bigger than the kilns we got back home.
17 with hope.
17 with hope. The flecks themselves are almost like jewels. And then it immediately hits you. This space was being used to cure some sort of essentia ore. But given that this large portion of essentia looks to have been bigger than your bodies, it worries you slightly what exactly a colossi would do with an essentia ore that big.
It's definitely too big to be like man-made. People didn't put that together. I would assume that the colossi put it there and cooked it, essentially.
Yeah, this colossi knows how to manipulate essentia, is what is strucken immediately to you.
Well, this thing might be a little bit smarter than I gave it credit for.
That damn beast is feeding off this filth.
Is it feeding off it or is it using it for something?
Either way.
It needs to be put to an end.
If we look around, is there anything remaining in here of use? Any smaller pieces of Essentia, or even some of the machinery that we might be able to manipulate into some handheld device?
I'll throw this back to you. You find something that might be useful. What do you find?
I think
What does
in
it look like?
Yeah, it's some sort of like handheld device, and in coal mining or machinery, there's a lot of like grinding up and breaking down the coal, and so it kind of looks like a big like a gear, but it's got like these teeth on it, and it's this apparatus so that it can be picked up and moved to kind of grind or carve out a certain spot.
Yeah, it looks almost like something, like some sort of sharpening stone, almost, but with various handles that make it to, and I'll actually say that part of it you notice is that has that same kind of coloring speck of Essentia, and then it hits you. It's lined with Essentia on one end. With this device, you're able to kind of, I'd say that it has roll me a d4.
Already? 4.
4. It looks to be worn down, but not worn down enough to get a couple more uses out of it. I would say that if you were to sharpen a blade with this, that next attack with that blade gives you the powerful feature, which, for those who don't know what powerful does, it allows you to roll one extra die and drop the lowest out of all the dice that you roll. So, increased 1 proficiency, but you drop the lowest. It has
And
4
you said
uses of
this-
that.
This can only be used on a blade?
Can only be used on a physical weapon.
Physical weapon. So I could sharpen my hammer with it?
Sure,
Dude.
yeah, I'll allow it.
Monster Hunter logic right there. Sharpen the shaft.
Well, this looks like it's got enough use for all of us. Do we want to pop our stuff through real fast?
Not letting that dirt touch my weapon. So it's Essentia line.
It is essentially.
I'm not sure it would make much of a difference on mine. And you see Zest just hold up his 2 gloves. It's like, I don't think I could use it on mine.
You'll start grinding, kind of put a little edge around the large circular base of the hammerhead that he's got. Is this small enough to carry, or is it just
Yeah,
here?
it's pocketable, yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so
there you
that's 1 use down, so
Dude.
that next attack has
Yeah.
powerful. Anytime you apply
Essentia whetstone.
it. Yeah, it's an essential whetstone, essentially an essential whetstone. I am going to spend a fear here. And you hear this loud groan in the cave, but it looks to be from a chamber at a bit of a distance. So not quite this chamber with the furnace, but maybe if you continue on, you'll find the source and hopefully find Smolderkith. That is a success with all those rolls. Brings it down to a 1, or brings it down to a 0, and Smolderkith is not aware of your presence. With that
Sick.
knowledge, as you all continue walking on, you find the beast lying on the floor. It's still recovering, and it's in pain. You notice that there is a glow along its wounds that you left. The blood, the thing that fills the beast, has a almost silvery glow where it did bleed once before. But you notice and look around at the dangers of this environment. Can I have each of you describe to me a few things you should avoid in approaching Smolderkith as you look around? This large, open cave, essentially.
So I think around, especially around the immediate, like, in very close range of where Smolder Kith is right now, I think you see this pool of like molten raw essentia that, you know, it with it being unfiltered and unrefined and all that would probably be very dangerous to touch.
The place almost it almost pools around Smolder Kith at this point. The heat from Smolder Kith itself, the radiance from this kind of magma that it breathes, has almost melted some of this essentia down, and it almost like has these kind of lingering puddles around its body. It is still laying and groaning. Zest, what do you notice? Kind of more at a higher elevation, I would say.
Yeah, at a up on the walls, kind of a middle portion of the wall, there's a large opening, and in the opening, it's hard to see almost with how dark the room is, but there is charged black smoke that is coming from somewhere beneath it, and it's because of the flow path, right? It's not coming into this chamber, but that is just an exterior chimney that we have a large window to see into. Presumably there's something very hot on the south side of it.
And Brick, focusing on Smolder Kith directly, what catches your eye?
Smolder Kith has these massive horns on either side of its face or head. And they're not quite bull horns. They're like lower on it, almost like these spikes or fangs that are kind of curved out from either side. And just any way that it kind of turns or twists, we know that those things can be deadly in an area, even if it's not aware of us yet. And the biggest problem is they're remarkably like sensory, and so just being in that area around it kind of senses anything within the air, especially in a heated environment like this.
Okay. With that, Smolder Kith writhing in pain, the groans of a large beast kind of covered up by a smog and a cough almost. You have the leg up. You've nearly taken this beast down before, but it has touched Essentia. So what's the call, Rough Riders?
Who wants the first hit?
Come on. Go ahead.
Yeah, you want it, you take it.
I mean, Brick doesn't need convincing if we're ready to go.
Same. I would say we can tag team. I don't have any more hope, but
Well, luckily for you, I do have the hope for it if you want to run in.
Yeah.
What are you targeting? As this creature has, just as you fought before, it has its large head, in which it has breathed fire on you all before, but now with horns. It has its neck, that it almost, its neck and spine is kind of a single target. You have its large torso, but then you have its two legs, and I'll say one arm, as you took out the other one in your last encounter.
So head, torso, two legs, one arm.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could.
Neck, don't forget neck.
Neck.
Thank you.
Oh, I feel like we could probably get to the torso before being noticed, but I feel like if we go for the head, he might. I guess it doesn't matter, but
Yeah, we know those things on the head are where it can catch us easiest. So I think going somewhere away from that is probably best.
And so, for our
do the torso.
viewers and for you all who I don't think you've played Colossus
I have not
yet.
played.
The difference between distances in Colossus the Drylands is your movement, instead of moving from close range or up to close range, you can move from segment to segment. So from the neck or from the legs, the only place you can go is the torso. From the torso, you can go to the neck, legs, or arm. And then from the neck, you can reach the torso or the head. So that's kind of how movement is dictated. Lest you wish to fly, there are other things that are dictated there as well.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
How big is this thing, like, front to back?
This thing is at least 220 feet tall.
Tall or
Tall.
long?
Tall.
Like off the ground?
Well,
it-
okay, so if
like-
it was standing 220 feet
Okay.
tall,
If it was okay, yeah.
it has a lot of mass. Or in this state, kind of lingering. I would say it's probably about 70 feet tall if you were to kind of like walk over it.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I say let's go for the torso first, huh?
If you're gonna make this a attack roll, you
Yeah.
all prep and ready. What does the attack roll look like as you begin making your way towards it?
I think Brick, every time before he goes against one of these colossi, he kind of has this quick little prayer that a pastor in his town kind of taught him, just kind of whisper under his breath. And he kind of messes it up a little bit every single time, but it's the thought that counts, and he kind of stumbles over just, before we rush into our death, guide us through swiftly this pasture of flame. And just really tries his hardest to give a moment of spirituality without having any of the knowledge behind it. And just what it does is it helps him focus in this moment, and he's going to try and draw all of his focus onto this creature as he prepares to take a hit here.
Yeah. You'll see Manny, he'll glide just about 10 feet above where Brick is. But as he gets closer and closer, you'll see his wings start to burn brighter and brighter and brighter. And I'm actually going to, if you'll allow me to use an ability before the tag team roll. It's Full Sturge. Once per long rest, mark 3 stress to push your body to the limits and gain a +2 to all your character traits.
Okay. Is it just for the next roll, or is it just completely?
Until your next rest.
Okay, wonderful. As you do that, since you're marking stress, how many stress did you just mark?
3.
3. Describe to me what this looks like.
So you'll see, basically the flames get so intense around his wings. You'll see his vest and his everything start to almost like catch fire and start to burn off.
Okay.
And you almost see a skeletal figures for a second. You know, you can see his shoulder blades start to protrude as the skin starts to slough off as well.
You're targeting the torso, correct?
Yes.
Torso has a passive. Whenever you attack the torso, if any PCs are mark a stress while adjacent to the torso, Smolderkith heals HP equal to the stress used next to that segment. The torso, which was at half health, is now at full health as it uses fuel the blaze for that. It is going to.
So can I say something a little bit about that though?
Yeah.
So as you see my flames start to flare up, you almost see Smolderkin. I feel like he is siphoning the flames off of my body into his person.
That's exactly what it's doing.
Oh.
As you fire, you realize that it is fueled by this. The torso is now at 6 hit points.
That's funny.
Oh man, I had to double check and I had to ask when you said it.
I love it. Let's make this roll.
Go ahead and make the roll. Make the attack roll.
It's about to lose that 3 again. So, oh gosh. Well, that's a 14, 12, 26 with fear.
We did this as a tag team, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I did get a crit.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works with the stuff that I have.
Yes, that's
and
exactly
how that works
how you
with
think.
powerful.
Uh-huh.
But this is gonna be big, so
On a crit, it's max damage. You had the jump on Smolderkith. Let's math it out. Big numbers. On powerful, it's still going to be your max damage is still just your normal proficiency. But then
and then
when
just
you
roll one
it,
extra.
yeah, you just drop 1 when you roll it. You add an
Okay.
extra and drop the lowest.
Because with the crit, is that where you take the max die and then add the rolled die?
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know how you want to rule it. I also use 2 stress, and he might need the extra 2 HP with this.
I don't think he can gain any 2 because the torso only has 6 HP.
I'm so excited because I know what's happening, but I'm not going to spoil it. I'm so excited right now.
We're definitely going to be cutting for the audience.
Yeah.
We will be cutting, for your sake, all our damage calculations.
Yeah. So for me,
My roll was literally huge.
it's for me it's 103 damage.
Damn.
Holy
Damn.
shit. It's 227, I think, is what I'm getting on my side, if I did that right.
So 227 plus, AJ, what was yours again?
103.
What's that number?
330.
330 exactly.
330 divided by 75 is 4 times the total of its severe threshold.
I would hope so.
Damn.
With it being 4 times, can you describe to me how you nearly take out Smolderkith's torso? It is at 1 hit point.
If you want to roll off of this, AJ, I think we know where its weak spot is, right in the middle of the spine. Brick is going to try, and it only has 1 leg, is going to try and hit the bottom of the stomach, so it hops down on one side, and you get a clear shot back at that spot that you stabbed it in.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll see. I'll see. Molderkin start to tilt one way, and I'm coming down with my giant sledge axe, and can see it just perfectly peeled open to where that wound was reopening, and just jamming the blade into there.
The two of you running forward, cleaving into that exposed spine. One thing you notice, though, is as you do so, there's this large, almost explosion. That is going to be my count. I am going to spend a fear because I need to. Smolderkith's torso. I am going to use my once per scene eruption pulse from the torso. Smolderkith is going to erupt from that same spot on its spine, right where you're at. All PCs near the torso are going to. Well, I need to see if I hit first. And you know what? I'll spend another fear to use some experience for burning core to give me a +4 on that. In addition to it's already +6.
So I would have been
so
flying
10
nearby behind them.
Sure.
Am I in that as well?
If you're going towards the torso, it's up. You tell me where you're going towards. It's laying down.
I would have been.
Okay, I would say
Behind
that this
them,
would
yes.
probably be reaching out towards you with a +10. Even with a roll with 9, that brings me up to a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
19 hitting you all.
It meets it.
Meets it. Just hits on for you. With that, Smolderkith, on Eruption Pulse. You all will be taking. I need all my d12s for this. But yeah, 50 points of magical damage gets bursted in all 3 of your direction from the Eruption Pulse.
Can I use my scramble and avoid that?
Sure. You begin to dodge. I will say, as you dodge, Smolderkith is going to immediately jump and stand up on its legs. Though one thing you notice is as it stands, its rocky legs kind of lift up, its one hand pushes, but then you see this 3rd and 4th appendage as it has almost like 2 more back hindquarters that extend. It has now 4 legs that seem to have appeared in this rocky massive form, totaling now you all being at melee. The 2 of you, Brick and Manny, are on the ground. I'd say, Zest, you're still right at the torso if you still want to go for it. However, I am still going to spend a fear to activate 2 of those legs. I'll spend 2 of
real
those.
Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
He is hexed now. I'm going to mark a stress to hex him.
Okay.
Which doesn't do anything right now. But
Sure. Wonderful. With that, I am going to... I'm going to use Tunnel Crush. For the first activation, towards Brick. As you dodge out of the way, the 3rd leg kind of comes out of nowhere. That's what she said. And swings to hit you. Actually, I need you to make a agility reaction roll for Tunnel Crush.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. That is a 1921.
1921. Actually, I forgot. These are Colossus. It's actually going to make both legs are going to make attack rolls towards Manny and Brick because it's a wide swing.
Wide swing.
Manny, an agility roll from you. You said 21.
Agility roll.
21 succeeds.
Let's go.
21 succeeds.
That is double fives on that one.
Double fives. That is going to be a success. With
I don't get anything
it's,
from
it's nothing. It's just a reaction roll. So you are going to take half damage. 1, 2, 3, 40 points of physical damage from the first leg sweep.
And we take half of that, or that was half.
Half of 40, so 20.
Oh, okay.
And then go ahead.
I'll just use an armor.
Wonderful.
Knock it all away.
I am going to activate the neck to start a countdown. As you begin to see the neck glowing, the countdown is 2. In 2 actions, the neck will automatically take its move, unsure as to what it is doing. Play passes to you, Zest. As you cast this hex, moving forward, what do you do?
I'm going to cast a blighting strike on his neck.
Okay.
Which is we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, go ahead and make that attack roll.
That is with hope.
Yeah.
That is a 14 plus 8 currently since he's hexed, so 22 to hit.
22 does hit. With hope, go ahead and add that hope.
All right.
Make the damage roll towards the neck.
Yeah, so it's going to be 6d6 plus 11.
Mm-hmm.
35.
35.
And the next time that target, which is his neck, deals damage to an ally, it is reduced by half.
Ooh, okay, noted.
Ooh.
That is it's a great call. With that, that's going to be major wound to the neck. 2 points of damage. Neck is still up and operational. On the floor, as you're bobbing and weaving around the legs, what do you choose to do here?
Did we know from the effect that was pulling on the stress that we used? Was it for our attacks or any stress that we burn around the creature?
Any stress that is used around the torso.
Okay. I see this thing nearly out. I'm gonna just try and slam the hammer into. If the blade is still there, I'll hit that. If not, just into the spot. See if we can break this thing while we have it. Or can we reach it because it's lifted
It is
up?
still standing. You'd have to make an agility roll to make it from the legs up to the torso. Or a strength. Either way.
If I can try, I just want to try just a huge leap up in the air to smash it. Can I do a strength roll to try and get up there? And would knock him down as one of my what are these things called? Experiences work for this?
I would say so. There might be some things, but go ahead and make me a strength roll to see if you're able to leap up to its torso.
Okay, so this is just a strength roll utilizing an experience on this. That is 11, 14, 18.
18.
With hope.
With hope. That would succeed. However, it's gonna activate a reaction when I spend a stress on one of its legs. As you try to make it up to the torso, one of the legs is going to kind of just blow off steam, and it kind of just juts and hits you. Oh wait, that's a hit. It's going to attempt. That is going to be a 19 on the die, and with a +6, that's going to be a 26.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
As that hits, low rolls, 15 points of magic damage as the steam hits you, and you do fall to the ground. You do not make it up to the legs. It has as its reaction.
Okay. Am I still able to make a swing?
You're still able to make a swing towards one of the legs. There's 4 of them at the moment.
Okay. Then I will take a swing out towards one of these legs.
Go for it.
And we're gonna burn 1 stress because I think we can get through that. Yep, and I do take it. Oh, we got one of them was 20, so that's 15 plus 15 is 30, plus 20 is 50, 55, 65, 69, nice. 70, 81.
81 points of damage on a single swing.
81 points of damage on a single swing. These
Damn,
D20s
dude.
hit hard.
Describe to me how you destroy one of the legs. As that is a severe wound, the legs only have 3 HP total.
He goes up just fully ready to break this thing in half, and the steam comes down, and he just swings out of the side, and just one of the kneecaps just cracks, snaps, and goes flying across the room as there is just this torn wound across its leg now.
Wonderful. Countdown with that as you destroy one of the legs for the neck will go off. The neck immediately kind of like, you notice that it kind of whelms, and as it charges, you notice that its mouth kind of foams open. I am going to spend a fear to take its action, as it is just going to use its molten maw and make an attack roll towards, I think it's not going to aim at you, Zest. I think it's just going to be towards Brick. Actually, I'm gonna aim specifically at Zest. I lied.
I am flying, so
yeah. I'm gonna aim specifically at Zest as this molten maw is going to make an attack. Zest does a 16 hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
With a 16, I don't have the D10s for this. So I'm gonna be rolling a couple times.
It's half damage to you, right?
It is
It
gonna
will
be
be
half.
because they blighted his neck. Yeah.
It's not the neck though. It's the mouth.
Mm.
It's the head making the attack.
I did.
The neck. The neck activate allows this to be open, or it enables the neck. So that's 39 points of magic damage.
Okay.
In addition, you mark 1 stress for every HP that you take.
All right, I'm gonna mark 1 armor slot. It only hit my major, so 1 health point and 1 stress.
And I'll throw it back to you all. You see Smolderkith like in kind of screaming out. You hear him kind of at the tail end of the molten maw. Just kind of says, "Leave me alone!" As it's just like spewing across. Play passes back to you all.
I'll see Brick attempt to make that jump and just not quite reach it. I'm going to just go ahead and take a swing down with my axe
Go for it.
and see if I can finish this torso off.
You're going for the torso?
I am going for the torso.
I need you to make an agility roll to see if you make it there first.
I'm flying.
Oh, you're flying. Still
I'm
still
flying.
an agility roll because
Okay.
you have to make the distance up.
Okay, that is, math is hard. 7 and 11, 18 with fear.
18 with fear. It technically doesn't succeed.
I'll burn a paradigm.
How much are you burning?
I'll burn a 3.
Okay, bring it to 21.
Yep.
Okay. That does succeed. It is going to be with fear. However,
It is with fear.
I am going to spend a stress because it still has 3 legs to do the same exact thing and knock you back attempt to knock you back on the ground before I take my turn as a reaction. That's a 17 on the die with its plus 6, 26.
It's gonna
Hits
hit.
with a steam. That's 3 ones, dude. 16 points of magical damage with a steam as you are bursted back down into the ground before you can make it. With that roll with fear, I'm going to take my turn.
So the leg does take a... I'm sorry, was the leg... Is that within melee that attack happens?
Yeah, it would have been with melee.
Okay, so with my armor, every time I take... Sorry, attacks you within melee range, they mark a stress.
Ooh, noted. Okay. The leg... Okay, the leg marks a stress. Noted. With that... Okay, I am going to use... just activate some of these legs. Some of these legs are going to start swinging. I'm going to have 2 of them. One's going to make an attack with Tunnel Crash again towards the 2 of you as I spend a fear for that. That's a 21 to hit.
Against...
Both of you, Manny and Brick.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I know has hit.
And does it have to be our turn to swap domain cards?
You can do it on your turn as long as it's not like in reaction to like something that's just now happening.
I'm not doing it right now. I was just curious for later.
Those are better rolls. 44 points of physical damage on that Tunnel Crush. And then I am going to Just make a standard attack with its head for just its coalstone breath. This is less than the fire at you, Zest, in the air. I'm getting low on... I'm rolling really hot on the actual damage die. I still haven't critted yet, though. I'm rolling 18s, 17s, 19s, not a 20. But that is going to be a 19 on the die. Plus mods is definitely going to hit.
Yep.
With that, 37 points of physical damage as coals just get bursted out towards you, Zest.
Armor and a hit point.
Wonderful. Players, it passes back to you. I'm going to say, though, in this, it is going to attempt to move. With doing so, it's going to just take steps backwards. It is now at least within close range, just with a few steps.
It's going to get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah, I assume so.
So I think I make the attack and then decide, because if I crit, then I get 2 of these, or no. Difficulty.
You make the attack roll, and then after you hit, you get to decide what you pick.
Yeah. Okay,
whether it's a crit or not. Hopefully not.
Okay. It's double 11s, I swear. I swear.
I rolled double 12s on my d12s. It doesn't matter because they're damaged.
Not even joking. Oh my gosh. I really just want to hit this thing. But no, we're gonna keep it from moving, and we're gonna deal damage equal to, what is it, weapon damage? My sheet is not loading here. Features.
Attack of opportunity.
Equal to your primary weapons
equal to your
damage.
primary. Same damage.
So, but
since it's a crit, you pick 2. So not moving and damage?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Do so.
And this one, we're not going to burn any stress. We're just going to smack it.
I will put a slight note for crit on opportunity attacks. You don't get brutal critical. Your critical is choosing 2 options. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah,
just
that
wanted
makes
to.
sense.
It's weird. It's a little odd.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because it's a reaction roll. Because it's not technically a crit.
Yes.
So you don't get hope and
total
fear
sense.
off of that. But yeah.
52.
52. That is a major wound. One of the legs that you that stopped it from moving. One of it, the leg the last leg, kind of closest to you. You kind of. How do you stop a Colossus from moving?
You pin it to the ground, and he's just taking the hammer and smashing the toes and pressing them into the earth.
Ooh, I love it. With that's 2 hit points. That leg is still standing, but barely, as most of it has kind of been crushed. We'll say that, like, when you pin it, you kind of crush half of it, and it kind of goes lopsided, kind of like a tripod when you forget to extend one of the mini legs, as it's kind of bending down towards you. With that, I would say if someone's going towards the torso, you do have advantage on an agility or a strength roll towards it. It does still have legs, though, technically, so I could try to stop you if I have enough stress.
Zest, already being in the air, is going to go toward the torso and attack from a very far range. To go ahead and finish off the torso, hopefully.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, hopefully. Okay, that's not great. That is a 9 on the die, plus he's hexed, so plus 8 is 17 to hit.
I'll give you a +3 per die.
20 to hit?
With hope.
A 20 is the DC of the torso, which just hits. Go ahead and roll for damage on the torso.
All right. Regular attack. 43.
43. Describe to me how you blow a hole straight through the torso. Like, what does this look like? As the torso, it begins to crumble in this.
Zest is he's flying toward the torso, and with his gloves, they're essentially just channels for him to throw his dark magic, necrotic energy. And as he's flying, I mean, he just kind of does a little spin move, and not quite like a Kamehameha, but not like a Kamehameha. As he's flying toward, just two-handed throws that necrotic energy right toward that spot that he has seen Manny trying to hit.
Yeah, that portion of the spine that has the sentia kind of flowing through it, it hits, and at that point, you find a place where you see the necrotic energy hit the silver lining of the essentia that's kind of dripping onto the ground. In doing so, it splits in the space, and you just see kind of portions of Smolderkith's body just begin to crumble and fall as it kind of fills the entirety of its torso. For mechanics' sake, the torso, I am no longer able to activate the features on the torso, including Fuel the Blaze. However, it is still proportionally standing on its torso.
Yeah.
With that, though, I'm going to spend a fear to activate the environment. As the raw essentia kind of just begins dripping onto the ground, you notice that the essentia itself begins to almost emulate in magma around you. The two of you on the ground still, can you make me agility reaction rolls as this essentified magma just spews into the space towards you?
14.
14.
12.
For 12. Okay, agility rolls noted. I need to start doing that more often. With those agility rolls, those are both going to fail. As you both take, this is essentia. I hate this because these are d20s and I'm rolling single digits, but it's fine. 37 points of magic damage to the two of you. And as the essentia hits you, you begin to kind of feel it burning, but as it does, immediately starts to kind of dwell on the senses. Can you describe to me how the essentia begins to shift and change you, as this is raw essentia in liquid form touching your bodies?
I think for Brick, he's there. He's got the hammer down, blasting into the foot to keep this creature steady, and the essentia just rushes over the hammer, which is already infused with it, and just surges up, kind of creating these almost like patterns across the arms, these markings that rise up across his arms, up his shoulders, and to his chest, where they just start to burn and sear in some sort of arcane pattern.
Yeah. I think the essential will come start at his feet and we'll run across that. And this is Manny's first time ever coming into contact with Essentia physically, and for it to be such broad and powerful form of it, I think it just basically sends lightning through him, and he just is filled with like this weird confusion, like a sense of power, but with no way to outlet it. That like almost like not in control of his actions at the moment.
With that, as you take that damage and the Essentia begins to turn form, you both are marked vulnerable. However, while you are marked vulnerable in this state, your stats begin to switch. Your presence and your agility swap places. Your strength and your instinct switch places, and your finesse and your knowledge switch places. I don't know if that helps you or makes it worse. I assume at least one stat's lower. With that, infused and manipulated by this raw essentia in this form, what often would have given people heightened senses and lowered senses in some ways, has shifted you a bit. Play passes back to you all as the Colossus is still rampant, its head and neck still intact.
I'm going to take flight again, and I'm going to just move as fast as I can and as far as I can, hopefully to blow off the Essentia that I've been in contact with. But it's gonna be very erratic, very like a fly, just trying to basically just wipe or use the force of this to get it off.
Okay, sure. Make me the agility roll.
Okay. And I'm going to use my Orderborn Hope die. It is Cleanse the Unjust is one of my
Actually, no. I'll use Purge of Chaos. It makes the same. It's the same thing basically, but Purge of Chaos.
Sure, I think that would make a lot of sense here.
Yeah. So you said an agility roll.
Yep.
Okay. It actually is, it's only one lower. That's fine. 20 on the die plus 4 is 24.
24.
Yeah.
With
Hope.
hope. That does succeed in that, as I just have made you switch your rolls back and forth.
So,
Go ahead
sorry.
and switch it back
Worse.
again. As you're able to kind of wick the Essentia off, Manny, describe to me what you say and what you're doing as you're soaring into the sky.
So Erratic comes back into realization that he is who he is. He basically eyes start burning, and he looks down at the beast because I assume I'm above him now. Says, "You wretched beast, you will be buried where no one will find you for such a accursed act upon me." And that's my turn.
Yeah, I'll say that as you burn this off, I'll keep the spotlight on you, managing to make it up towards the torso. You can keep going, or you can choose to do something else. What do you do here? Torso is out of commission at this point.
Can I'm going to swap a card.
Okay.
Take out full surge, which only the little lightning bolt on the card, that's the amount of stress,
Yep.
right? All right, so I'll take 1 stress. Swap that out for smite.
Okay.
I'm going to burn a prayer die. And I'm going to get 4 hope, which will put me at 5. And I am coming down with the full force of John Wayne, my patron, onto his head.
Onto its head. I'd say you'd be able to reach the neck,
Neck.
but that
That's
works.
good
too.
enough.
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah.
make the attack roll. I assume this is a burn 3 hope for smite.
Do I have to do it before? Spend 3 hope to charge your attack. Oh yeah, just
Yeah,
on successful. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll burn 3 hope for that. And let's
You
make
have
this
to
roll.
hit this.
Have
It's the weird thing about smite. You have to hit this. It's not retroactive like in Dunda.
Well, it says charge your when you next successfully attack with a weapon. I feel like it should,
it's like it stays on you, but you're swinging.
You have to do
you're
it
prepping
before.
it. Yeah,
Gotcha.
you prep it in
Yeah.
advance.
I got you. I see what
And
you're
so
saying.
if you miss, you still have a smite ready. You just have to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. 26 with hope.
With hope is a success. Go ahead and roll.
All right. I will pump a hope because I'm flying,
Uh-huh.
and that's going to give me an extra D12.
Okay.
I'm going to mark a stress, and I will add a D6 to that. I'm going to use Forceful Push for another D6.
Okay.
Okay, that is going to be 80 points of damage.
Nice.
Describe to me how you take this neck out.
So in this holy righteous fury, as going as fast as you see this almost comet coming straight through the neck, and just in one motion, what's my guess? Manny's gonna hit the ground, and you'll just see one delayed anime slash mark hit the neck.
I love it.
With the neck kind of like pierced through, you kind of slide straight through the beast. A hole kind of opens up as you see Essentia just raining down the center of its body. And it just begins pouring across. With that, I will spend...
One more thing. I'm just gonna use second wind to clear 3 stress.
I'm going to spend my last fear. You see Smolderkith attempting to kind of open its mouth and spit out. However, when you attack the neck, I wasn't going to do this, but this is just part of the feature when the neck is destroyed. When the neck is destroyed, you must spend a fear to spotlight the head to clear stagger as the head gets staggered. So, you see the head start to move, and you see an opening here at this point. The neck, the torso, the legs kind of like trying to move, but it's clearly slow as you see the Smolderkith just kind of cry out, "Stop it! No!" And it's like, I have so much more to do. And it's just like kind of echoing in this space. There's a moment of recognition of the sentience that's immediately cut off by, I'm going to say, Zest. What do you do in the middle of the air as it's been a minute?
Yeah, Zest, seeing all this happen is... Brick, you're still at the back of it, right? You're still like
Yeah,
one of the
I'm
back
down by the
legs.
legs.
Okay. Zest is going to call out the Manny and say, one more time toward the head. And we're going to initiate a tag team roll, because I've not done that yet.
Damn.
Well, the nice thing is, with this one, spotlighting the campaign frame, you can do as many tag team rolls as you want against the colossi.
Oh, really? I don't think I even knew
Really?
Yeah.
As long
Well,
as you have
that's
the hope for it.
Convenient.
As long as you have the hope for it.
Yeah.
Only when you're fighting colossi. But yeah,
Only
sorry.
when you're fighting colossi.
Random.
that. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what...
It's not often, because it takes a lot of hope to do it.
It does take a lot of hope.
But
I mean,
That-
We got to call the brave warrior. We can go as
That's
many,
also true.
as many tag teams as you guys want to do.
Zest is going to down next to you, because you're on the ground right now, Manny, right?
yes, I'm on the ground right now.
Yep. So Zest is going to... You feel almost a warm hug around like your torso as you start being lifted up. Obviously, you have to fly with this. I can't move you physically, but you see this spectral, like horned, almost demon-looking creature down next to you, lifting you up, going straight toward the head. As I cast Summon Horror.
horror.
Horror. Summon
Horror.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So it just appeared out of
those
nowhere.
goes.
Next thing you know, I was fighting a colossi with these fuckers.
Toward the head, and then whatever.
Toward the head. All right. So as I start to fly with it and float, I'm gonna say that the demon, as you summon it, kind of moves to the hand that my sledge axe is in, and it's gonna add the extra oomph as we attack this thing.
Get it?
Not
Son
a
of
crit.
Screw you.
I didn't get a crit.
Screw you.
AJ, you didn't get a crit.
Screw you.
I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't. Honestly, here's the thing. The craziest thing
nuts.
that it bounced off my D20 and flipped onto another. It was 2 3s.
Well, I will tell you the value now, and you can keep this part in. The value you need to one-shot this head is 225. If you can hit 225, the head's gone.
Come on.
He also needs to succeed a reaction roll to steal themselves from the horror or mark D4 stress.
Just flashed in my
darn
tits.
horrors.
Flashed in my tits, and he was just like,
It's only a
that
reaction.
one, damn it. Son of a gun.
It's only a reaction roll of 12.
Even with my +6, it doesn't do anything.
Then he marks, dude, for stress.
He is his head is vulnerable.
Oh man.
I did 106.
Okay,
what was the number?
225.
So 106. I got 115.
I think it's shy. It's just shy. It's
Yeah,
just
It's
shy.
4 points
It's
shy. It's
4 points
220.
off.
It's 221.
It's 4 points off.
Oh, I don't have any. I don't even have anything.
Yeah, I don't think-
wait.
Wait.
So, feeling that it's about to go, I'm just gonna shoot one last pulse of fire with a 4-point prayer die
Wait.
and adding it. To
Wait.
the total
Your prayer
damage.
die. Prayer die can't
Yeah.
do damage.
Yes, they can. Can they not?
No.
No. Oh,
you-
you can reduce incoming damage.
Do you have a
Damn it.
hope? Do you have a hope left?
Yeah.
There is a way for you to do damage. Forceful push if you spend a hope.
I already used it.
You already added it too? Damn.
Yeah, I
okay.
added that to the total. Yeah, I added everything I could. I thought prayer die could do it. Dang, I got so excited. I just
Including your wings of light?
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Literally everything.
Wait.
And your Emberkin stress?
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. I did. I know.
So the way
For-
Hex is worded says,
Uh-huh.
when they're hexed, action and damage rolls against a hexed creature gain a bonus equal to your tier.
We're at tier 4.
Secondarily to that is the enhanced hex, which specifies attacks that you make against hexed creatures gain a damage bonus equal to your proficiency. So I don't know if the base hex feature is for everyone or if it's just me.
Did you already add your hex damage?
I did on my side, yes. It's whether or not that AJ would also get a +4 proficiency or not.
I'm only allowing it because technically it's 2 people, and it's literally 4 damage is
Yeah.
all you need. With
scratch-
exactly 225 points of damage. How do you want to do this? I
So-
assume at the bottom, Brick, tell me how you bring its legs down, prepping for Zest and Manny.
He is just in this whirlwind of smashing kneecaps and toes, trying to bring the creature lower.
Kind of pummeling into the ground. You notice that it kind of hits kind of those notches, and as it kind of brings it back down, Manny, it's just that much distance for you to kind of push, and the horror behind you finishes swinging it into essentially the hexed portion of the creature. As you two do what?
For us?
Mm-hmm.
So you see Manny flying up, basically sledge axe switch to the sledge side, about to make impact, and coming just for one big uppercut across the jaw.
Yeah, and the as you get close, that spectral demon is just horn first driving up, from the kind of jaw right here, from the bottom side of the neck, up and out, front of the mouth.
Hell yeah.
As the head kind of explodes into space, the Essentia kind of starts veining out and kind of almost firing shards of lava and rocks splitting from an eruption from a volcano. In doing so, the Colossus begins kind of running its way down. You all immediately kind of signal out these kind of whistles to your mounts, who come running in immediately as Brick just barely kind of I imagine you running and Zest and Manny having to kind of grab alongside both of your hands just to bring you up into the air. As you all run into your mounts and begin kind of taking kind of the smoke trail that at this point is starting to kind of dissipate, and the room itself and the cavern start to rumble as an opening kind of just splits, and you all run good guys don't look at explosions type out of the mines as explosions just kind of keep veining off from this kind of central abandoned shop, and with that, the Smolder Kith has been slain. Only 2 colossi stand in your way, Kelpie or Kalir, and then the final one, Kudamat. But that's a story for another time. With that, that is the final episode of the Gauntlet with the Colossus of the Drylands. Austin, first off, thanks for being here.
Yes, please.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Yeah,
Brick
awesome, man.
was a brick.
He was literally
that was disgusting amount of damage. Gosh.
Did we what? How much damage did you do by yourself on that crit?
227.
Oh my!
You did the single amount as the 2 of them combined.
Yeah.
You did.
We were scrambling to get that amount. You're like, it's fine, no big deal.
This character is
It's
fun.
a nutty build.
It
Austin, with that, where can we find you on the interwebs? Where are you located? Who are you?
Who am I? The world may never know. But you can find my content over on Javelin Entertainment on YouTube. We do lots of D&D streams, and we're moving towards doing some cool stuff with Daggerheart in the near future. So definitely something to check out.
Yeah. And you all have been great patrons to watching this series. If you've been here with us since we did the Weather Wild with Seth, and now here with Austin and all the friends that we've met in between, As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Follow and watch the other videos if you haven't, if this is your first time watching. And as always, we will see you in the next one.
Ooh.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Peace.
Summon horror.
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 Summon horror.
Horror.
Yeah.
That is a natural
20?
20. I don't think I've ever had anyone quadruple the severe threshold.
Quadruple it?
This
At
would be a
59?
first.
Wow.
Yeah, so Chuck is gonna wave in its face and just be like, duh, look at me, I smell like bacon. And I'm gonna try to chase it away. And I'm gonna use
It's all fun and games, but we got you. Put it beforehand. Bugs love bacon.